I gotta make it.
Today, 6 police officers were suspended in Baltimore after a suspect in custody suffered a broken neck. Last week, somewhere between his arrest and his arrival at the police station, the man suffered the injury which put him into a week-long coma. He died yesterday. How it happened is a mystery, and Chip Reed has the latest.
25-year-old Freddie Gray was arrested in Baltimore 8 days ago. In this video, obtained from Gray's family by CBS station WJZ, Gray appeared to be unable to walk and was screaming as he was carried, feet dragging on the ground, to a police van. After a 30-minute ride, Gray fell into a week-long coma. He died yesterday.
This is for classics.
First of all, I want to go ahead and shout out Fresco's Men Boutique for allowing us this venue and being a part of this thing we trying to put together. I want to go ahead and put this topic out here. When I was younger, I used to believe that money bought power. You go after the money, and the power would eventually come to you. As I got a little older and a little bit more money in my pocket, got a little wiser with my money, and started saving up more and more, I realized that the only thing money gives you is money and things. Your true power comes from relationships. Loyalty. That's where your true power comes from. And a lot of times we see all of these movies and we think that gangs and mobs are the only way to fight injustice. And we don't realize that the only thing we really have to do is come together and depend on one another and treat each other with a respect that only a brother can give to another brother. I want to point out the fact that what happened in Baltimore was a great injustice. But it wasn't the only injustice. And I feel that once you, as a man, make a decision to do something, whether it's right or wrong, you then learn from that. So if I make a decision out of anger, out of hunger, to steal or take from a grocery store, then as a young man, I don't feel like I should be then tried and put to death by the people that's supposed to protect and serve. I mean, like, what do y'all feel as far as all this crazy injustice that's going on in the world?
I mean, with the whole situation with me, my whole background and how I feel about this whole thing, the last couple of maybe 5 years, good 5 years. We done had Trayvon's, and my big thing is and this is just my opinion on this situation. I look at it from, at some point in life, you're battling with something and you don't put up a fight. Busting your head, slapping you around. At some point, you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna fight back. And my fight back might be totally different from your fight back. See, and as the, Fox News, the media, and all these guys that come in, I've watched this. I've been watching it, live streams, not even the news, and I watched how they portrayed this whole situation. And what they did was, these guys have been protesting peacefully for the last week or so. A little over a week. And no cameras, no reporters, nobody was there. At some point, when they went from that black neighborhood to the downtown area where everybody's comfortable, and we're gonna talk about the race, where these white people were comfortable. They were at their bar, having a good time, partying, having cookouts and shit like that. And then once these guys, these black people, and the white people that were with them, they got down there, it was a whole different situation. It became a point where there was lashing out at them, calling them niggas, calling the white people with them nigger lovers, throwing stuff at them, beer cans and stuff. So at that point, that's when it got on the news, when shit started getting out of order. So what's been portrayed to us is, hey, they're looting, they're fighting. Look at these animals, they're crazy as shit. And my whole perspective was, well, let's talk about the beginning and how it started. And all this shit is going on right now. The looting, the fighting, the fires and shit like that. But everybody missed the whole point. There was a young man that was killed, spinal cord severed. He was killed in custody with the police. The guys that were supposed to protect and serve him beat him half to death. A week later he died. It's not the subject anymore. That's not the subject. So I think from my point of view, I don't see nothing wrong with it right now. I don't see nothing wrong with them fighting back. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's gonna make the assumption that, okay, they're tearing up their shit. Okay. But nobody's talking about the living conditions they were in before all this shit went down. Yes. Nobody cared about that. Nobody cared that I'm walking out my house and there's a boarded house right here. House has been fucking on fire 5 years ago and it's still right here. They don't care about that. They are more concerned about their businesses. So when CVS caught on fire, now it's an issue. Now we gotta do something. Now we gotta call martial law. It's crazy because when Katrina happened and the National Guard was never called to help these people, but the National Guard was called to get these people together and control them. And it's just like, from my point of view, man, I kind of feel like I'm fine with it. I'm fine with them fighting back. However you're gonna fight back. You know, because shit is an injustice, and how long you gonna sit on your ass on Facebook giving your opinion about it? So that's just my point on that one.
I feel like, to kind of piggyback off what you were saying, like, our race has been so lenient with the amount of injustices. Like, we've had so many young black brothers die in the past 5 years that, like, I remember it was to a point where everybody's like, oh, we just trying to get y'all brothers in school so y'all can go to college, so y'all can go to work. Because that was how it was for me when I was in the neighborhood. I ain't want to do none of that shit. I just wanted to work. But when I actually got into the schools and, like, I got to college and I was able to, like, see what happened on the other side of the fence of, like, the education system, pay attention to what I really needed to pay attention to, because from what we learned through these schools, we can use out into the world. But at the same time, when I go out into the world, I'm prosecuted by these so-called police officers and cops that are supposed to be taking care of me. They're more attacking me than anything. So how am I supposed to use the stuff that I'm learning to better myself and my brothers when you out here attacking me? That makes no sense whatsoever to me at all. And it kind of befuddles us. So, like my brother Tupac said, we've been waiting. You know, we've been very, very lenient and calm. Like, Panthers did what they had to do. They fought back. We had this, they disbanded and everything was shut down because we followed orders. And it's been peaceful protests ever since then. And it's been building. And you have a whole new generation of kids now that's like, yo, fuck that. I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of holding my tongue. When I grew up, it was more about the fist to protect myself. Now the protectors is attacking me. Only way I know how to protect myself now is with these. I have to go against them. I'm not about to just sit around here and let these brothers keep killing me and shit. It's fucked up. It's not how the game works. So I just feel like, piggybacking off what you said, I'm down for what we call it on Instagram and Twitter. This is like the new revolution that we need, and it's coming slowly but surely. It's coming, and the old heads are telling us, like, you gotta chill out. But how long am I supposed to chill? Like, how long am I really supposed to be relaxed to where I die and I don't even get to have my son or my daughter to see the things that I want them to see? This shit doesn't make no sense. So.
Yo, they said, for one, I'm just happy to be here in the cypher right now. A lot of positive brothers, sisters on the side, you know. But if you chill too much, you're gonna catch a cold, man, from them. And for facts, it's for facts that, you know, we can't just kneel down and get on our knees and ask for help. We have to actually be out there and gain some type of structure to get the help. And like these brothers have said, like, and I'm using his word too. I'm piggybacking off of him and him because what they said was right and exact. I mean, yo, man, listen, the conditions when you go out your house, and I lived in Baltimore. I lived in Baltimore. Now, this is not this stuff on Baltimore, but for right now, Baltimore is under siege right now. You got government officials that practice urban warfare and been practicing urban warfare just for things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? And just like he said, things that I didn't even know, like when they started turning up in the white neighborhoods, that's when they started coming in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? But the whole situation is like, oh, let them tear up their neighborhood. When you come in our neighborhood, we got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they started bringing in, people don't even know they started bringing in tanks and things of that nature. Urban warfare, like, yo, how you bringing in a tank on these kids? And people don't even know that they stopped the whole system of transportation when the kids was out of school. When they got out of school, there was no transportation for these kids. So what was they have to do? Run the streets. And who they come in contact with? The police. And who was violating their rights? The police. So, I mean, with that to say, I mean, I'm gonna just pass the buck, man. Like, I ain't gonna take too much of that time out, man, because we already know what it is.
I always like to play the devil's advocate and go against the grain. I seen both sides of the spectrum. I have a friend of mine that's a Columbia County deputy sheriff, and the problem is racial profiling is effective. It is effective, and we can say what we want to say. We all do it, no matter from the Wendy's drive-through sales rep to the politician to the president of the United States. We all racial profile because it works. The thing about that whole situation is, I feel like it should be some type of guideline, some type of rules of engagement when dealing with our young black people. I feel like I shouldn't be able to hold a camera to your face and see you hurting someone with a camera to your face, and you then ignore the camera and say, and ignore the repercussions because you know nothing's going to happen to you. But on the other side of that, you do have fatigued officers. You do have a lot of scrutiny that comes down from above. What did they say? Shit rolls downhill. Mm-hmm. So we might see the middleman, but we're not gonna see the guy on top that's making all those decisions, right? Mm-hmm. My whole aspect about that is, if we want this change to happen, like I said in the beginning, we need to come together and make some decisions together. I'm not going to say who's right or who's wrong in this whole situation. I'm not going to say, we should be angry, we should be frustrated, we need to fight, we was down too long, and we need to take out our frustrations on businesses and in other forms of government because of the fact that we had an injustice put against us. But then I'm not going to go as a former military veteran. I'm not going to say peace is always the answer.
Well, let me jump on there.
I'm gonna make one more point. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. All I'm saying is, we need to come to a decision together on how we're gonna handle this, and all of us need to be on board. We need to talk amongst each other, build relationships, whether we're gonna be for peace, or are we gonna say enough is enough and take actions into our own hands? We need to be together when we make that decision. And we need to do it as one.
Alright, I'm gonna just go ahead and just get to the bottom of it, and I'm gonna say how I feel.
Ew.
Let's be real about this shit. Let's be completely real about this shit. You're dealing with a country that stole their land, that stole people to build their land, and then prosecuted those people that built this shit. The prime factor, I always say this in my head, and I can say it out loud now. You're dealing with a race of people. I feel that karma is eating their shit, that it's eating their ass up every fucking day. You did a group of people wrong. If I did something to you and I fucked you over and I beat the shit out of you, then I set you free, you know what I'm gonna be worried about? You coming to beat my ass when you get strong enough. And through time, you've seen it with Martin, you've seen it with Malcolm, you've seen it with the Panthers, you've seen that shit. When a group of people come together, they get rid of it. It's time for that shit. It's too much power going on.
Immediately.
They don't like it, so they get rid of it. When I see any black dude, I don't do we talked about this, I don't do the racial profiling situation. I don't go by what you got on, how you look. I don't go by any of that shit. That shit doesn't matter to me. What matters most to me is when I'm sitting here and I'm not doing shit to you or to anybody else, and you have the authority to come to me, check me, and I can't do shit about it. Remember now, when that Trayvon shit went down, there were no cameras. We had to assume what the fuck happened. We had to assume what the fuck happened and then go by that. So, okay, now you got the white folks over here, you got the black folks over here, and everybody's fucking assuming what happened. We gotta go by somebody's word. Now, this young man did not have the choice to goddamn speak his piece because he's dead. Now, what's the excuse? Ah, man, we need some cameras. They need some cameras, man. If we catch this shit on videotape, dog, then shit, we good. It's cameras. Motherfuckers are catching this shit on camera all the time, and the same fucking shit happen. Now, I feel like this. If I did something wrong to you and your whole family's upset, okay, cool. Now, if I can give you a couple of dollars, you'll be good. So what they did was, I feel that they gave us a couple of cases. Yeah, he did it, all right, put his ass in jail. And give you that little shit to calm you down. Fuck that, man. Because at some point, you done killed, I got 10 family members. You done killed 9 of them motherfuckers. I got 1 left. I'm holding on to this motherfucker tight as shit. And you can actually come and take that motherfucker from me. And I can't do shit about it. This whole system is fucked up. From me going to jail for 20 plus years for selling some drugs, and there's a motherfucker out there that raped a fucking kid that's on probation. We're dealing with that system, bruh. And when you're dealing with that system for this long and this amount of time, dude, it's time. Tear some shit up. Tear their shit up. Because I understand, I completely understand where, as a business owner, those are the things you're worried about, and it's gonna fuck your business up. But at the same time, I look at you being an officer and you being an officer. You beat the shit out of me, and because you're an officer, you ain't say shit. You just as fucked up as he is. I watched the video of an officer, 2 officers beat the shit out of a black man, took him to the station. There's 5 of them standing in the station. He's sitting over there bleeding, ribs are broken. And they're pounding each other, fist pumping, dapping each other up.
Good job, officer.
Reacting the whole situation, how he had his ass laid out. And it's 2 officers over there ain't have shit to do with it, but they're laughing, they're chilling. Just that one little group of people, we're talking about millions of fucking officers that do this shit every day. Every day. Now at some point, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna fight back. Because if I don't fight back, they're gonna beat my ass and gonna kill me. If I fight back, they're gonna beat my ass and kill me.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Exactly.
So basically,
every officer isn't a bad guy. Every nigga ain't a bad guy. Come on, man. Like at some point, you gotta realize that at some point, somebody gotta have a fucking conscience. At some point, somebody got to say, you know what, this shit is wrong. And you get a couple of white folks that be like, okay, you know what, this is wrong. This is wrong. But we're talking about a country that's, 70+% white and 13% black. And everybody says, oh, there were more white people killed by police officers than black people. But no. The percentage is totally different. The percentage is totally different, man. And at some point, somebody gotta be like, okay, everybody's waiting on that famous dude too. Somebody speak up. What Diddy gonna say about it? What the president gonna say about it? They can talk all fucking day. But if nobody ain't making no moves about this shit, it's gonna continue to happen. It's gonna continue to happen, man. So that's just how I feel about that shit, man.
I feel like, you know how, maybe I'm just crazy, but you know how we had Malcolm, we had Martin at their time, everybody backed them. The whole community got together to back this one man, for this one movement, to do this one thing. Now they gone. Who do we have now? We have each other. There's not that one person that just like, fuck it, I'll be the martyr because apparently knowing like past history, nothing's new under the sun. We're gonna have another martyr that's gonna have to die for our purpose, for our cause to be seen or heard, put in the history books, for us to move forward. Everybody thought Obama was gonna do nothing. Obama is so busy with being the president of a whole country. He doesn't have the time, not even the time. He's over there worrying about the other BS going across seas more than he's worried about the shit that's at home. Cause he can't, cause that's not his job. He's one of the leaders for the world. He's a world leader taking care of world business. We don't have anybody here that's home that's like, yo, police is wilding out on our young brothers and sisters out here. What are we gonna do about it? Cause knowing what the kids are gonna do, the kids are gonna react in the way that they react. They're angry, hormones is raging, things is going crazy. Their first thing is attack, because that's all we know. I really don't know any old heads or older figures that are saying, all right, let's get these young brothers just together, sit them down, everybody, and just talk. Relay to them the message where violence is the answer. Move on from just being angry. There's another way of fixing this. So, if I see that would befuddle me straight up.
Break. I do want to break in. And I guess one main thing I think a lot of people, and not just everyone, I ain't even gonna say a lot of people, I think we need to get out of mind the black and white thing.
Yeah.
It's a wrong or right thing. And I think that's where a lot of the separation lies, and that's where a lot of the conflict, even on one race, lies. That's where you will get the debates amongst the same race, where we could be around our own and have a conversation like, debate about it and get so angry about it because I feel like we think so much about a race, and it's not a race right now. We're beyond it. It's a wrong or right thing. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, cops got to be held accountable.
Yeah. And
for the longest time, they haven't. Government has to be held accountable. Everyone has to be held accountable. And, Obama has done a lot. So even with him going over the nation, one thing I love about him, he still speaks about this. I seen a clip where he was speaking about this. I love the fact what Obama is doing, but the fact that it's even more clear now that the government is blocking him. So if anybody followed a little bit of what was going on with Obama being in office, you will see some of the stuff that's never happened in the history of government being done to Obama. As far as, and I don't want to even say just Obama, but the things that he was trying to push in the office, and the different loopholes and the different things that it was pulling in the office that was very unprofessional. Where basically you stopped the checks in the government system for a while because you just didn't want to pass something this man had going on that was actually helping the people. Mm-hmm. So when you look at a lot of the numbers and the things that he's pushed, Bill Clinton as well, unfortunately, you still have the wrong and right thing. You have people that really don't want to see that type of help or see that type of improvement because they still have that race in their mind. Or they still have their own their own different hidden agenda of why they don't want to see everyone succeed. Because that's one thing I love about Obama is the fact that everyone could succeed. And again, I just want us to look at the wrong or right thing about this in Baltimore. It's been a lot of injustice, a lot of young individuals, period, that's died under the police supervision. I actually seen a post, and I do want to read this right now. think about this would be perfect to say. And again, that's why I say it's the wrong or right thing. Let me say this. Do you hear about the black man in Baltimore killed while in police custody? Freddie Gray, who had 80% of his spine severed at his neck? No, the other one. You mean Trayvon Scott, 30, who in February died in a police holding cell without any explanation? No, the other one. Tyrone West, who despite never committing a crime, who was beaten to death in an abandoned lot last year, and the city refused to release the autopsy. No, the other one. 19-year-old George King, who was tased 5 times in 10 minutes while laying in a hospital bed suffering from meningitis. No, the other one. Anthony Anderson, whose death was determined a homicide by the state's medical examiner after being brutally beaten by police. No, the other one. And unfortunately, that other one could be anybody, kid. White, black, brown, purple, or green. It's wrong or right that we have to stop.